multiple things that we got to get accomplished this week.
Start with Rob.
Coach, when you guys didn't go chase a bunch of receivers in the portal, did you know this was coming with Chris? Did you suspect this was coming with Chris? I mean, was that one of the reasons?
Anticipated, believed that he had a chance to grow and play at the level that he is right now, but not just him, the entire room. At the end of the day in this game, at every level, but certainly here, you know, it's about development as well, and like the traits that we saw in Chris and guys that we had in that room, liked what we were bringing in. It was about development. You guys heard me say that, you know, off season, there was a point of emphasis, young guys can't be young, and that was certainly true for freshmen. It was new guys, but guys that hadn't been in our program very long. You know, Coach Pope and that wide receiver room have done a great job of continuing to grow, and obviously Chris is who you asked about initially. You know, he's played extremely well. Done a great job one-on-one situations, going, attacking the ball, making plays, and been a big part of our success that we've had.
Coach, what's the most important part of kind of keeping a team motivated during the bye week with 2 weeks ahead of the next game after such a big win on the road?
You can point to last year in the way that we played, you know, coming off of a bye week. You look at last week, excited, happy about the way that we competed, went and played the next play, next series, the way that we finished the game. But there's a lot of things that we can do a lot better, and that's in every phase of the game, but certainly offensively and special teams. And you know, whether you win or lose, it's dealing with what the reality is and how do you get better.
Coach, you mentioned young player development a couple of times and you're open. When you look at the first month, is there a concern about the workload that some guys are taking in terms of snap count, and how mindful as a staff do you guys have to be about that on the practice field, not just trying to rotate guys on Saturday, but managing those guys in practice?
Managing guys in practice is a part of what we do all times of the year. You take into account what they're doing on game days as well. Guys got to prove that they're ready to play too. You can't just throw them out every play. All 11 on the field. It's a series of one plays that make the difference in a football game. And you know, so guys that think they're ready but may not be prepared, it's time to get prepared, and you know, things that they control on offense and defense, special teams. The reality is you're also getting ready to go into a long stretch in this league, and you know, it's just the nature of this league, the physicality of it, the violence of it, that you know, guys get dinged up playing consecutive weeks after one another inside of this league. And so there's going to be guys that are going to have to step up during, you know, next week when we get to Arkansas, but throughout the course of it too. So continuing to get guys ready and prepared to go play at the level that they need to.
Josh, now that you've seen the film, how did you think David Sanders performed on the drive that he was in? And how do you determine what his role is moving forward? Rotational, start? How do you determine that?
Thought he went in and handled himself extremely well. First action of the season, 7 minutes and change to go in the ball game on a drive where you got to go score and tie it up. And you know, it was something that I pointed out to everybody in our team room. I just used the word prepared, right? He was prepared for that moment, went in and executed and handled himself the way that you need to go score on a drive. So, man, we're going to need them all as this season continues. So fight, strain, and compete, and take what you want individually, and then ultimately us as a football team too.
Joshua Joseph's obviously impacted the game, and he's always critical of himself and thinks he should do better. But what have you seen from those Leos? How pleased are you with how they performed?
Yeah, glad that he's critical of himself and wants to continue to improve. Great players continue to do that. That position, Josh, you know, who you were talking about, but that position, they've made an impact on the game. They've done a good job in the run game. We ask those guys to drop occasionally. They've been solid in their pass drops, but the ability to rush the passer, has changed the way the game's played here in the early part of the year, and just want to see them continue to grow.
Your daughter was named homecoming queen. Just how cool was that for your family? And in a past life, was Josh Heupel homecoming king?
Was not, no. But it was a cool moment for her. Hopefully that speaks to who she is inside of that school and how she interacts with everybody that's there. Wife got a chance to see it and be there, and it was a cool moment for her.
Coach, sticking with high school, will you be visiting any local high schools this week? You mentioned recruitment. Will there be any local high schools that you'll stop by?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, at this point in the week, I'm not exactly sure where my travel plans are taking me, but I'll be out on Thursday and Friday this week.
Just with Ethan Davis missing last week, what did you think about what Jack did stepping up and playing a handful of snaps?
Yeah, another guy that I pointed out being prepared for his opportunities. Played great on special teams. His reps on offense, did a great job in the core, was a big part of, the overtime play where we spring a run. Played with violent speed and technique and created space there for Deshaun. Score at the end of the game outside quarterback zone, does a great job. He's a young guy that has handled himself with great maturity and continues to get better, but is prepared and love the growth that we've seen from him.
Your next opponent is Arkansas, and obviously they've had some change, specifically, with Coach Petrino getting rid of the defensive staff and going in a different direction there. How do you prepare for that? I mean, are you how deep do you dive into old games of trying to figure out what they want to do?
You dive as deep as you possibly can. I think it will be important for us schematically, one, to communicate and adjust on the field, but two, on the sidelines and staff and players together. Had a ton of success last year in the three down front they did against us, preparing for that, and then we'll adjust to anything else that we see.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. Thank y'all.